few things about Ruja Ignatova's life are known for certain. Little is known about her early years, and her career path jumps from failing company to failing company with little explanation. But the one thing that is entirely certain is that Ignatova is responsible for the biggest cryptocurrency fraud in history. It's estimated that through OneCoin, a fake cryptocurrency Ignatova invented and marketed, she scammed between $4.4 billion to nearly $20 billion out of millions of people worldwide over the course of 3 years. But OneCoin wasn't even Ignatova's first cryptocurrency scam, she'd already had a practice run. Because of this, Ignatova has been known as the Cryptoqueen. As of July 2022, Ignatova has been missing for over 4.5 years. No one knows whether she's alive or dead or what she even might look like anymore. But as law enforcement agencies across 2 continents place her on their most wanted lists and offer rewards for her capture, it's unclear if any information about Ignatova might surface. This is the untold story of the Cryptoqueen. Ruja Ignatova was born on May 30, 1980, in Sofia, Bulgaria, but her family emigrated to Schramberg, Germany. In 2006, Ignatova graduated from the University of Constance with a doctorate in international law. But while the BBC refers to her as an Oxford graduate, Financial writes that Ignatova attended the University of Cambridge for her master's degree. During her studies, Ignatova also met German lawyer Bjorn Strell, and at some point, the two got married. In late 2016, they also had a child together. After allegedly working at McKinsey Company, a global management consulting firm in Bulgaria, she and her father, Playman Ignatov, reportedly bought the Waltenhofen steelworks in Waltenhofen, Germany, claiming that they would help save the plant. However, Bankless Times writes that Ignatova and her father may have even acquired the company illegally. The National World refers to the situation as taking place under dubious circumstances. The workers at the plant were initially happy with the deal and believed that they would no longer have to worry about their jobs. But in 2012, Ignatova and her father secretly sold the company to someone who once again filed for bankruptcy 4 days later. It was also later revealed that not only were Ignatova and her father embezzling money from the company, but they were also accused of taking apart the machinery to ship to Bulgaria for parts. It's believed that Ignatova went to London and then possibly Dubai. But her fraudulent behavior in Germany caught up with her 4 years later when she and her father were convicted of delaying bankruptcy and fraud. They pled guilty to embezzlement, bank fraud, and fraudulent accounting practices. Ignatova was given a suspended jail sentence of 14 months by the District Court of Augsburg, but it's unclear exactly what her father's sentence was. It's believed that Ignatova and her father stole over €1 million from the Waltenhofen steelworks. After embezzling money from Waltenhofen steelworks, Ruja Ignatova went on to join Bitcoin, a cryptocurrency launched by John Ing and based out of Hong Kong. This would essentially become her trial run at a fraudulent cryptocurrency. She was hired as a legal advisor, and by early 2014, she was spending several days a month in Hong Kong promoting Bitcoin, but like its successor OneCoin, Bitcoin was a fraudulent currency. And according to CoinMarketCap, many of the schemes and scam dynamics used in Bitcoin were later recycled for OneCoin. Even while Ignatova was promoting Bitcoin, emails show that she was already making plans for OneCoin. And after the crash of Bitcoin, Ignatova left along with several others, including Greenwood, who would become OneCoin's co-founder along with Ignatova and her brother. Together, they decided to create their own Ponzi scheme currency. On September 16, 2014, Ruja Ignatova launched OneCoin, claiming that it was going to be the next big thing and was going to bury Bitcoin. That year, Ignatova won an award in Bulgaria for Entrepreneur of the Year. From here, Ignatova started promoting OneCoin around the world, including in the United States, and even held an event at the Wembley Stadium in England in June 2016, and by the end of 2016, Ignatova was claiming that OneCoin had over 3 million members worldwide. But while digital currencies are typically backed by any public, secured, and decentralized blockchain-type technology, OneCoin lacked this and instead claimed to have a private blockchain, which meant that the currency didn't have its value backed by anything. Meanwhile, investors were encouraged to sell packages of OneCoin to friends and family, also known as a multi-level marketing strategy or a pyramid scheme. OneCoin also couldn't be used to buy anything or be transferred outside the closed system. But while none of this was really a secret, investors were still drawn to OneCoin. Investors told them this was due to the fear that they would miss out on the next big thing. They'd read, with envy, the stories of people striking gold with Bitcoin and thought OneCoin was a second chance. In 2015, Roja Ignatova was the recipient of the largest Bitcoin transaction in history. According to finance feeds, Ignatova reportedly received 4 USB devices from Sheikh Saud bin Faisal al-Qasimi, a member of the ruling family of Ras Al Khaimah, United Arab Emirates, that contained 230,000 bitcoins. At the time, these bitcoins were worth about $50 million. As of July 2022, these bitcoins would be worth over $4.4 billion. If Ignatova still has all these bitcoins, she may be one of the largest bitcoin holders. In exchange for the bitcoins, al-Qasimi received 3 checks totaling around 210 million Emirati dirhams, equivalent to roughly $52 million. But before the transaction occurred, the Mashreq Bank in Dubai had already started closing Ignatova's accounts due to money laundering concerns. So al-Qasimi was unable to cash the checks. In April 2022, al-Qasimi tried to get the Mashreq Bank to pay out the checks. But the Middle East Eye notes that as long as Ignatova remains missing, it is unclear if he will ever see his money. Dubai is considered to be an important financial route for Ignatova because although the headquarters for OneCoin was in Bulgaria, the company was registered as an offshore company in Dubai. In addition, Ignatova held a position with IRAW, the Intergovernmental Collaborative Action Fund for Excellence, where al-Qasimi also held a senior role. Despite the seeming popularity of OneCoin, many were already calling out the warning signs within the first year. By 2015, Bulgaria's Financial Supervision Commission, FSC, put out a warning about OneCoin. By the following year, various authorities were calling for caution, and in December 2016, Italy's Competition and Market Authority blocked OneCoin. Bjorn Jerk, a blockchain expert, was also one of the first to speak out publicly about the fact that OneCoin didn't use a blockchain. And as a result of speaking out, he started receiving death threats, and he has since stated, "If I knew what I would have to go through, I would have never blown the whistle. I would have just turned my back and walked away." OneCoin's demise was soon being predicted, and despite promises to introduce public blockchain technology, OneCoin never followed through. New York District Attorney Cyrus Vance later stated that OneCoin was nothing more than a classic pyramid scheme, built using new technological platforms. Meanwhile, few investors had caught on, although they were growing more concerned, and Ignatova continued to travel the world and sell OneCoin while working on assuring everyone's concerns during a gathering of European OneCoin promoters in Portugal on October 2017. However, on the day of the gathering, Ignatova, who was known for being on time, was nowhere to be found. The OneCoin head office in Sofia had no idea where she was, and rumors started to spread that Ignatova had been either killed or kidnapped by the banks, who, they'd been told, had most to fear from the cryptocurrency revolution. By the time Ignatova failed to show up to the conference, she'd already started making her getaway. You see, Ignatova found out that her American boyfriend was cooperating with an FBI probe into OneCoin after bugging his apartment. After discovering this and learning of the international arrest warrant the United States issued for her, Ignatova set her plan to disappear in motion. 2 weeks after the conference, she boarded a Ryanair flight that was traveling from Sofia, Bulgaria to Athens, Greece, on October 25, 2017. After this flight, Ignatova virtually disappeared. However, it's unclear if she traveled to another country from Greece. Since October 2017, Ignatova made no appearances at any public OneCoin events, and has made no public statement regarding her whereabouts. Considering her consistent online presence in this past, this is considered to be unusual. Despite her disappearance, the United States charged Ignatova with 8 counts of fraud in 2019. By the time Ruja Ignatova absconded, OneCoin was responsible for one of the biggest frauds in history. They scammed people from 175 countries between 2014 and 2017 and conned between $4.4 billion to almost $20 billion from its investors, and it's unlikely that investors are going to get most of the OneCoin money back. Digitpol writes that in China, law enforcement was only able to recover about $267.5 million after prosecuting 98 people, amounting to only 1 to 5% of the total amount defrauded by OneCoin. The estimates about how much money has been put into OneCoin are difficult to make because it has structured its companies and bank accounts to make their assets disappear. When investigating OneCoin's corporate workings, it was found that many of its companies and bank account details are British. British journalist Oliver Bullough stated that British companies are the companies of choice. They're very easy to set up, and they look legitimate. But despite being posted on the company's house website, many of the companies connected to OneCoin have no information about them, their filing history, or their owners. After Ruja Ignatova's disappearance, her brother Konstantin took over operations of OneCoin. But even he couldn't keep the officials at bay. The OneCoin headquarters were raided by the Bulgarian authorities at the request of German prosecutors. But despite the raid, OneCoin and its website remained operational. By this point, warnings about OneCoin were relatively widespread. But as money started drying up in Europe, promoters turned more and more to countries, in Africa, like Uganda. Sebastian Greenwood was arrested in 2018, and 1 year later, her brother was arrested at Los Angeles International Airport, and with that OneCoin's operations finally ceased in December 2019, her brother pled guilty to several charges, including money laundering and fraud. However, his sentencing has been delayed until August 10, 2022, he faces up to 90 years in prison. In 2020, he agreed to testify against his sister in the event that the case goes to trial. As part of the plea agreement, Ignatov family can apply to be placed into witness protection. As the search for Ruja Ignatova continued, and on June 30, 2022, she was also added to the FBI's 10 most wanted fugitives list, with a $100,000 reward being offered for information leading to Ignatova's capture. As of July 2022, Ruja Ignatova has been missing for almost 5 years. One theory regarding Ignatova's whereabouts states that she is hiding on a luxury yacht in the Mediterranean Sea. However, it's unknown even exactly where her yacht might be. As long as someone is at least 12 nautical miles from the coast, authorities cannot arrest you because no country has jurisdiction. Newsweek writes that Ignatova may have taken even more drastic actions. When German investigators published Ignatova's photo and details, they noted that Ruja Ignatova could have surgically changed her appearance as seen in the photos. It's believed that she may have gotten a new nose, jaw, cheeks, and lips, and may also have dyed her hair blonde. So as of making this video, the Cryptoqueen that managed to scam billions of dollars off her investors is nowhere to be found.